जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुल विहारी जय राधा माधव कुल विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुल विहारी जय राधा माधव कुल विहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी सदनंदन व्रज जन रंजना यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजना यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव श्री राधे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन श्री राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद श्री राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ श्री राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर श्री राधे Jai Lalita Visaka, Lalita Visaka, Lalita Visaka, Jai Lalita Visaka. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jai Gaur Sitana Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Advaita, Prabhu, obeisances to everyone.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hari Bol. It's a little early in the morning here, but not in the East Coast. I'm in the West Coast. Los Angeles, the first place where Srila Prabhupada has set this temple to be the world headquarters. Yeah, especially the deity worship here is top class, A1, one of the best in ISKCON, still is. Many devotees here are Prabhupada's disciples. Many are also like grand disciples. And I've known many devotees here for the last 30 years or so. We've been coming here at that time, Guru Maharaj. We used to come here for the BBT meetings and yes, to meet some of his disciples. We have few God siblings here. And yes, they're one of the best, especially in Ratha Yatra in North America. They're having the Ratha Yatra 2nd of August. First Sunday of August every year. It's like earmark. It's always already there. So, first of all, we'll offer our obeisances to our Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and the Mangala Charanam. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Simate Gopal Krishna Goswami Nitinamine Prabhupadasya Sahityam Yaprakashya Vitiryacha Pracharam Kritavan Sadhu Bhagavad Padayate Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyanam Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jutapala Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Serupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Harijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Deva Tirada Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakambitam Sha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabando Jagatpate Gope Sagopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhati Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhya eva cha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivash Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 1, text 32 till 35. 4 slokas today. And observing the armies and the battlefield of Kurukshetra, translation and purport by our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Okay, this is the slokas. King, no, okay, there it is. Kim no rajena govinda, kim bogar jivite va, ye sang arte kangshitang no, rajang boga shukani cha, tanme bastita yudhe, pranangshtakva danani cha, acharya pitara putras, tam taiva cha pitamaha, matula sura pautra shala sambadinastata etan hantung ichanti natopi madhusudana api trailokya rajyasya hito kim no mahikrite nihatya dartarashtrasam na kapritishaj janardana. Okay, I will go straight to the translation. Well, I will read also synonyms. Kim, what use? Not to us. Rajena is the kingdom. Govinda, oh Krishna. Kim, what? Bhughai, enjoyment. Jivetana, living. Va, either. Yeshang, of whom. Arte, for the sake. Kankshitam is desired. Na, by us. Rajam, kingdom. Bhogha, material enjoyment. Shukani, all happiness. Cha, also. Te, all of them. Ime, this avastita, situated. Yude, on this battlefield. Pranan, lives or lives. Chakva, giving up. Dhanani, riches. cha also. Acharya, teachers. Pitara, for fathers. Putra, sons. Tata, as well as. Eva, certainly. Cha also. Pitamaha, grandfathers. Matula, maternal uncles. Swasura, fathers-in-law. Pautra, grandsons. Shala, brothers-in-law. Sambandina, relatives. Tata, as well as. Etan, all this. Never. Hantung, to kill. Ichami, do I wish. Nata, killing. Api, even. Madhusudana, O killer of the demon Madhu. Krishna, api, even if. Trilokya, of the three worlds. Rajyasya, for the kingdom. Hetu, in exchange. Kim knew what to speak of. Mahikrite, for the sake of the earth. Nihatya, by killing. Dhartarastram, the sons of Dhritarashtra. Na, our. Ka, what. Pretty, pleasure. Shat, will there be. Janardana, O maintainer of all living entities. Translation. O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, material uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I'm not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Purport. Arjuna has addressed Lord Krishna as Govinda because Krishna is the object of all pleasures for cows and the senses. By using this significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our own senses are satisfied. Materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, and he wants God to be the order supplier for such satisfaction. The Lord will satisfy the senses of the living entities as much as they deserve, but not to the extent that they may covet. But when one takes the opposite way, namely when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of the living entity are satisfied. Arjuna's deep affection for community and family members is exhibited here, partly due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. Everyone wants to show his opulence to friends and relatives, but Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed on the battlefield, and he will be unable to share his opulence after victory. This is a typical calculation of material life. The transcendental life, however, is different. Since a devotee wants to satisfy the desires of the Lord, he can, Lord willing, accept all kinds of opulence for the service of the Lord. And where is that again? Did not this fact, sorry, at this point, Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives. I'm sorry, when I move the cursor, seems to be I got lost. This is a typical calculation of material life. The transcendental life, however, is different. Since a devotee wants to satisfy the desires of the Lord, he can, Lord willing, accept all kinds of opulence for the service of the Lord. And if the Lord is not willing, he should not accept a farthing. Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives. And if there were any need to kill them, he desired that Krishna kill them personally. At this point, he did not know that Krishna had already killed them before their coming into the battlefield. That he was only to become an instrument for Krishna. This fact is disclosed in the following chapters. As a natural devotee of the Lord, Arjuna did not like to retaliate against his miscreant cousins, but it was the Lord's plan that they should all be killed. The devotee of the Lord does not retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee by the miscreants. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuses no one who has done harm to his devotees. Therefore, the Lord was determined to kill the miscreants, although Arjuna wanted to execute them. Hare Krishna. Thus end the purport, Srila Bhakti, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and the first chapter, text 32, 35, of Bhagavad Gita as it is, observing the armies. So, very important verse in the Bhagavad Gita. It may seem to be very easy to execute what Lord Krishna has instructed to Arjuna. Usually the instructions coming from Krishna or the spiritual master, yes, very difficult to execute. But as we mentioned before in some of our meetings, that along with the instructions coming from the spiritual master, then the blessings also are included. So this is very, very important to understand here, because now he is in dilemma. Dilemma means he does not know what to do. Actually, he made a decision now. He made a decision that he is not going to fight. This dilemma that Arjuna is facing, in the first chapter, this is the most instructive of all the entire first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Because now he is speaking of a person who is seemingly into Maya, into illusion, because he's giving now some reasonings why he will not fight. And we've seen from the previous slokas also that yes, he will not fight, and symptoms like his bow is not able to handle it, especially when he asked to have the chariot to be placed in both the armies before the fight. Because how can he fight against his kinsmen, his teachers, grandfather? He dare not to, he's not even thinking of wishing for them to be killed. And he would rather just die. So it was a breakdown of these 2 or 4 verses. First 2, he addressed Krishna as Govinda. Again, the other, he addressed him also as Madhusudan. Then he addressed Lord Krishna as Janardana. Yes. So why? He was saying this, why should we engage in some action, especially killing them, which is considered to be a sin. If we're going to be put into that situation, more likely we will also have this thought in our mind that it's not good at all. So yes, where is the pleasure in this? This is priti. There's a word used, translated by Srila Prabhupada. Where is the pleasure in this? And actually the whole Bhagavad Gita is about this. What is the pleasure of doing this? But again, Lord Krishna says, you do it for me. So when we do things in our daily life, every action that we do, ultimately, it's not thinking for our pleasure, but for the pleasure of Guru, Krishna, and the Vaishnavas. That ultimately, in answer to that, where is the pleasure in this? Priti is to ultimately surrender unto the Supreme Lord. It's based from the Sarvadharman Parityaja verse, chapter 18. Okay, so where do we stand here now? Because Arjuna, there is a sequence how he came to this conclusion that there is no use for me. What is the use of fighting if I'm not be able to enjoy the kingdom? It's not possible to enjoy alone. I will only enjoy if my kinsmen they're around. So yes, in the beginning, first chapter, text 21, 22, he asked Lord Krishna to place the chariot between the 2 armies. And then text 28, his limbs are quivering and his mouth drying up, and his Gandiva bow slips from his hands. So these are just like signs, signs that something is going to happen that he is not ready to do. So these are bodily symptoms. The body reacts first. Then the mind started to manufacture reasons or started to think different ways how to deal with this ordeal, this situation. So yes, it's very, very important. And then this verses, text 32 to 35, Arjuna now is finalizing his thoughts because his heart, as we've heard in the beginning, also is a saintly personality. He's saintly by nature, but he's a Satriya, so he has to perform his duty. So whatever he's saying, they're all correct. There's nothing wrong with that. Technically, Prabhupada repeatedly stresses that. None of what Arjuna says is technically wrong. Yes, because family affection is there, it's natural. He's reluctant to kill the elders. He's also concerned about Varnashram and the dynasty. These are all ethical. These are all proper. It's all natural. These are all admirable. That's true. So what is it that makes him in that decision to make for him not to be part of the killings of his kinsmen or his teachers? Is very subtle, but the Dharma has to be established. So we may face that in practical life as well. What is our priority? It's like I met the other day when I was traveling, and the wife, she's starting to become like take the practice of bhakti, but the family are not so Krishna conscious, especially the husband who's eating meat. So what to do? So as not to have a big disagreement, because dharmic wise, she has to serve the husband. And the same question was asked to Prabhupada, what shall the wife do? Will she cook meat for the husband or no? Prabhupada says she should. She should cook, but she should not compromise her following the principles. Yes. As the wife, she has to perform her duty. And eventually, if she prays and she lead an ideal devotee, hopefully the husband will be able to follow in the footsteps. That's very difficult. Even though it's against one's will, she has to do it. It's like here, Arjuna. It is against his will, but what to do? This is Krishna's desire, so that the establishment or reestablishing the Dharma will take place. Yeah, so ultimately we have to go beyond the bodily concept because the compassion of Arjuna is rooted into the bodily platform. Bodily platform. So Lord Krishna corrects this issue that Arjuna is facing. Says, then later on, the second chapter, where the teachings to Lord Krishna's, to his friend, from Lord Krishna to his friend and devotee Arjuna, the replies will be mentioned because ultimately Arjuna is helpless, and the only way how we can be relieved of our material conditioning is by spiritual solution. Yes, Guru Maharaj says that also. Only spiritual solution to material problems is the answer. So yes, from text 11, chapter 2, Lord Krishna corrects him, Arjuna. Asochan and basosastvam pragyabhajam bacham sabasase gatasung cha nano sochanti pandita. You speak learned words, yet you mourn for what is not worthy of grief. The wise lament neither for the living nor the dead. So yes, words of wisdom, pragyavadam, pragyavadam. Krishna acknowledges Arjuna sounds wise, but he is lamenting in the platform of the body and the soul. Krishna establishes again the first teaching in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 13. Dehinos menyata dehe komaram yovanam jara tata dihantara praptir dhiras tatra namuyate. Yes, we all know that verse. And then he mentions text 20, again, chapter 2, that nahanyati hanyamani sarire, the soul is not slain when the body is slain. Actually, even Krishna says to Arjuna, you just have to do your duty because all of them already been killed by me. So the temporary nature of the body is there, and the soul lives eternally, never dies, is eternally existing. So yes, we should distinguish these two kinds of mercy. What is real mercy is that of the spiritual platform. There is anukampa, or mercy, according to material platform, mundane sympathy, which relieves the body's distress but leaves the soul in samsara. It's like Prabhupada says, what is the use? There's so many so-called spiritual institutions or organizations or religions if you're just able to save the cloth. Drowning man, you save the cloth, but not the person who's drowning. So what is the use? But there is another mercy called kripa. So another one is anukampa and the other one is kripa. The mercy of the Vaishnava, which acts to relieve the soul's bondage even if it is must disturb the body's comfort. So Arjuna is offering anukampa. Krishna demands of him kripa. And says here, the Padma Purana and our acharyas teach the highest welfare is not to perpetuate a soul's comfortable forgetfulness of Krishna, but to reconnect it. This is the seed of all our preaching. Real compassion addresses the jiva, not merely the body. Yes, we have to understand this very important point. What is real mercy? Is it only for the comfort of the person whom you are being compassionate? Is only to relieve him from his material distress, but then later on will come back again after becoming properly situated, or ultimately saving the person from not taking birth again in this material world? Try to teach a lesson. Because sometimes this may happen, but what to do? We have to tolerate now. Some of the family members or relatives, they go beyond the limits. If we just become merciful to them in the material platform, then they're not really being helped. They will continue on to take birth again and again. Let us tolerate for their own benefit. That is real compassion. That is real mercy. And I have experience like that even in my personal life. Some of my family members, I can only help them a certain extent materially, but I cannot go beyond that because I don't want to take part in their karma, material karma. Spiritually, I can give them as much as I can. And if they're ready to accept, then they can get full benefit. But materially, no, it's not possible. We cannot help. Up to a certain extent, but spiritually, we can give to the highest degree. Okay, Lord Krishna is named here different. 3 names: Govinda, Madhusudan, and Janardana. Govinda. Go means the senses, the cows, and the land. Vinda means one who gives pleasure to them. Go. Go means senses, the cows, and Vinda means one who gives pleasure to them. The senses, the cows, and the land. So Arjuna laments, what use is a kingdom or enjoyment, bhoga, when those I'd enjoy it with are here to die? But by invoking Govinda, he unconsciously names the very principle that resolves his confusion. The senses, the land, the kingdom, all of it are meant for the pleasure of Govinda, not for our own family-centered bhoga. So he wants to enjoy for his own benefit, but it should be the other way around. We should try to please Krishna, and when Krishna is pleased, then we will also be happy. It's not the other way around. Arjuna's whole premises is, what is the pleasure for me and mine? The name on his own lips answers, pleasure is for Govinda. So yes, in our daily activities, again, we should be asking ourselves, is Krishna the center? Is my spiritual master the center of my action? Is it going to please them? Or is it only going to please my senses, the sense objects with the senses? So we will miss the point. Madhusudan, in the first canto, chapter 34, again. The slayer of the demon, Madhu. So yes, there's a demon called Madhu. This Madhu and Kaitaba. What's the irony which, oh yes, Prabhupada relishes in the same breath that Arjuna says, Nahantum ichami, I do not wish to kill. So he addresses Krishna as the killer of the demons. There is a demon present that should be slain within us. The demon of doubt, illusion. and weakness. That is also within our heart, just like Arjuna's heart, his own heart, that has to be slain. So he is, without knowing it, asking Madhusudan to do for him exactly what only Madhusudan can do. Then Janardana, meaning of Janardana is that one who maintains and protects all the living beings, moving and non-moving. And it says here also understood as he is sought, who is sought by his devotees for all desires. He who agitates the wicked. So Arjuna's logic is, even you, the maintainer of everyone, should not want this slaughter. But the same Lord who maintains is the Lord who also removes the burden of the earth. Bhubara Harana. So Janardhan's own arrangement for the protection of the saintly is there. It's like in the one of the reasons why Lord Krishna appears. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaduskritam dharma samsnapanartaya sambhavi yuge yuge. To remove the burden of the earth. So, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur, Arjuna is a Nitya Siddha. A Nitya Siddha is an eternal associate, Parivar, an eternal associate of the Lord. But his bewilderment is therefore not ordinary conditioning. It is by the Lord's own will, part of his Leela, a stage deliberately set so that the Bhagavad Gita would manifest for the eternal benefit of all the conditioned souls like us. So, yes, we were talking about yesterday about this confidential knowledge or the mantra that's been given to us by our spiritual master at the time of initiation. This is also the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is free, can be freely given to anyone, to anybody, and one can attain ultimately pure devotional service, loving exchanges with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, it is confidential because it has to be received from a bona fide representative of the Supreme Lord, and in the humble state of mind, one should serve the devotees and the spiritual master and ultimately Lord Krishna. So this knowledge or this subject matter is being taught here in the Bhagavad Gita is confidential unless we learn this from, again, a bona fide representative, including the being submissive or being humble, being obedient. Then we can understand. And as Prabhupada says, we should follow in the footsteps of Arjuna so that ultimately we'll be able to get out of this predicament of miseries and suffering of this world. And is the only cure. So yes, Arjuna seemingly being renounced, but his being renounced is false because he is proposing something, but it is not going to have an eternal benefit. Temporarily, yes, he may have find some pleasure by not killing them, but ultimately, again, that is temporary. Says here that Krishna exposes this being falsely renounced. What's that? Markata Vairagya. And then there is Yukta Vairagya, Markata Vairagya. So in the 18th chapter, text 7 and 8, renunciation of prescribed duty out of attachment or out of fear of bodily trouble is tamasic or rajasic. It never produces the elevation of true tyaga. Arjuna's renunciation is attachment wearing renunciation's clothes. He is not detaching from sense gratification. He is protecting a subtler sense gratification, the comfort of his relationships, and self-image. So, real renunciation is given by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anasaktasya vishayan yatharam upayunjata nirbandha krishna sambandha yuktam vairagyam uchate prapanchakatiya buddhya hari sambandha vastuna mumukshavi parichago vairagyam palgo katyate. When one is unattached, yet uses everything in relation to Krishna, that is real renunciation, yukta vairagya. But to reject things that are connected to Hari, thinking them merely material, is palgu, false, incomplete renunciation. So again, this is not so easy to dovetail. How we'll be able to use this example that Arjuna is showing to us, how to really become free from the bodily attachment. Yes, Krishna wants yukta vairagya, being completely detached. And this is very important. Okay, so for us, how do we apply as disciples of our Guru Maharaj, bona fide representative of Srila Prabhupada, the disciplic succession, and ultimately Lord Krishna? Yes, it says here, text 7 of chapter 2, Karpanya dosopahata swabhava prichami tvam dharma sambuddha cheta yachreya shan nisitam bruhi tanme sishyasteham sadimam tvam prapanam. I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So when our mind starting to think of many, many things that it may sound spiritual, reasons to avoid to follow the order of our spiritual master in Krishna, this is a symptom of subtle maya, which means the remedy is not more deliberation, but surrender to the instructions. Just like Srila Prabhupada says, what is the use of initiation if you're not ready to follow the instructions of the spiritual master? Sisyasteham, it is prapati, taking shelter. This is why Srila Prabhupada gave us the Guru Bastakam song, Yasha Prasadat Bhagavat Prasadho. By the mercy of the spiritual master, one obtains the mercy of Krishna. Yasha Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado. Yasya Prasadhan Nagati Kutopi. So without the mercy of the spiritual master, or without the mercy of Lord Krishna, we're not be able to also receive the mercy of Lord Krishna and also our spiritual master. Okay, so this is real compassion for preaching. To engage us in the Sankirtan Yagya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and to understand the nature of the soul. Again, when we really wanted to help someone, we should always try to see it that ultimately it'll be for their spiritual benefit. It's like the spiritual master should not be asked for material problems to be solved. Typically, we should ask more of how we can improve our spiritual life. Because this is the duty of the spiritual master, to ultimately help us to go back home, back to Godhead. But sometimes, from time to time, we may have some material problems, and we can also reveal or ask those who are more advanced, or even to our God siblings, to our equal. But usually the problems materially should not be asked. But if there is some, no problem, but it should not be always. Okay, so we have to understand what is Yukta Vairagya and what is this Palgu Vairagya, and our weakness of the heart can be only solved by hearing and chanting. Attend morning program and so on. Okay, I think I stop here now. Is there any points or comments that you may wish to ask or to add? Hare Krishna. Are you still there?
Yeah. Um,
Haribol. Any points? How many of you are coming for the July 4th weekend? Let me see. I think I lost you. I didn't ask that one. Whoever is calling me, no. Any question? Oh, Uttama Radhika Mataji, yes, please.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Actually, I had raised my hand to say that I'm coming for the 4th of July.
Haribol.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Oh, okay, you're coming. Okay. How many of you, can you raise your hands who are coming for the July 4th weekend in Baltimore? I was speaking with Anutama Prabhu, and it looks like he may come also. I was speaking with him the other day when I was in San Jose. Yes. No. I was in Calgary, actually. I was there. Are there any other points in this? This is the main dilemma, or the most dramatic one. This is the culmination of all the signs. First in thought, bodily, and then spoken by Arjuna to Lord Krishna. Gita Mataji, you're also coming?
Yes, Maharaj, I have a question.
Yes.
First of all, please accept my humble obeisances, augurs to Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj.
Maharaj,
you talked about we should not be asking material questions or help materially.
Not always.
Yes. my question.
Always.
So my question is, what should be the response if someone is approaching you for material solution or material guidance? Then what do we do?
We can just say to them that depend more on Lord Krishna. Whatever is going to happen materially is going to happen, but if we learn to depend more on Lord Krishna, then Lord Krishna intervenes. What does it mean by depending on Lord Krishna? Following his instructions. We cannot say, I depend on Lord Krishna, I depend on my spiritual master, but I don't necessarily want to follow the instructions 100%. Then it will not work. Being dependent means taking shelter. Taking shelter means following the instructions. Following the instructions, then the blessings and mercy will keep on flowing. As soon as we stop following, then also the blessings and mercy has its limit. But if we keep on following and doing all the necessary things given from the scriptures and the advice spiritually from those who are more superior than us, then the mercy and blessings will keep on flowing uninterrupted. And everything will change. Materially, we have destiny, but destiny can be changed. And the only solution is to be Krishna conscious. We cannot help anybody materially, seriously, because each and every one of us we have our own quota of miseries and sufferings. Materially, we cannot be more happy than what we have or we are about to receive. No. Look, how many billionaires or millionaires are still miserable? Huh? Money is not the problem. Materially is not, that is not the problem. The problem is spiritual. Spiritually, yes, disease. So we cannot really help them. The spiritual master is not the complaint department in material problems. No, that is not the duty of the spiritual master. If the disciple follows wholeheartedly, trying to the very core of one's heart to follow the instructions, everything will be resolved. Everything will be taken care of. It's just a matter of time. Is that okay?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you.
Yes. I cannot help my brothers and sisters if they're materially suffering. What can I do? How can I help my relatives if they're materially suffering? That is their quota. But I can advise to them, you become Krishna conscious. Then that will solve all of their problems. Am I correct?
Yes, Maharaj.
We have no help to give except Krishna. That's it. That's it. You give them money, no. It's like a greedy person will not be satisfied materially. This is in the story of what? Bali Maharaj and who?
You said Bali Maharaj?
Yes?
Vamanadev.
Yes. Vamanadev only wants 3 steps of land. What is 3 steps of land for a 5-year-old boy? So Bali Maharaj says, oh, what? This is all what you want? I give you the entire universe. But he says, well, a greedy person, even if you give the whole material world, it's not enough. There's no satisfaction materially. So we can just help them to be more Krishna conscious and depend on Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. And
So
I've
we don't-
noticed,
Huh?
I've noticed when any financial help is given, then they come back for more.
Yes. And without any appreciation. But the appreciation is external, of course. But if we use for Krishna everything, then they will get benefited. Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you. Any other points? Kulapati? Prabhu?
We cannot hear you, Prabhu.
Hey, unmute yourself. Unmute.
He's unmuted.
So then you have to speak.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes.
No, because you're not speaking.
Yes, he's audible now. He's audible, Maharaj.
Am I? Okay. Maharaj, you can
Please, go ahead.
please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj. Thanks for
Ayo,
this
ayo.
wonderful class. So, Maharaj, I heard that Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya, especially the question is context of a relationship, like as you explained, Yukta Vairagya is utilize or use or spread Krishna consciousness in your relationship.
What is the
Now,
question?
the question is, we have so many relations, Maharaj, but normally people don't hear, even though they are in relation. So how should we follow Yukta Vairagya? It depends upon mercy of our relations.
Just be
They don't
detached.
follow.
Be detached. You mentioned 2-3 times, they don't listen, they are on their own.
Mm.
What can you do? What, you put them in their throat or what? Push it in their throat? You want to give some good advice, let's
Right.
say, okay. But they want something. They want your advice, which is according to their own needs. No, you appropriately. A doctor will cut. Guru Maharaj will use this thing. He has a knife, a very sharp knife, to get rid of your disease. He will use the knife. But that is not to harm him or the patient, but to treat the patient, to make sure the patient will survive. Now, if they don't want to that use of knife, thinking that you are too cruel, what can you do? Then don't use it.
Yes, Maharaj. So in that case, Maharaj, we'll end up with Falgu Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya didn't work out. He didn't take
No,
my
no,
advice.
no. No, spade is a spade. You call it spade is a spade. Always. You don't flatter.
Mm.
How are you gonna teach them a lesson? Huh?
Maharaj,
Your
if I'll
lesson
be-
for them is not to hurt them, but it's for their own benefit.
Okay.
Like Arjuna is ready now, later on, he'll be ready to kill. Is it for their own benefit or Arjuna's benefit? No, it is for Krishna's benefit.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay,
Yes. Thanks, Maharaj. Thanks a lot. Thank you,
that
Maharaj.
is the higher cause.
Yes, Maharaj. I understood that.
It's like a person in the street begging for some money, but they will just use that money to buy liquor. Is that real? Is that genuine
No,
compassion or not?
no, this is not Maharaj.
Yeah, but you're giving them money, right?
It's a charity, but still it's not for
So
good
it's the
cause.
same thing. It's the same thing
Mm.
for your relatives. if your relatives borrow you money, don't. They say, I'm just giving it to you. But there's no such thing as borrowing within family members. No, there's no such thing. Better you say, okay, I give you, but this is only that much I can give you. But you're asking is too much, I cannot. I also have my own needs. But I just give it to you, okay. Just not to get rid of him, but to let him know that you can only do it a certain amount.
Thanks, Maharaj.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks. Thanks, Maharaj.
Haribo, Rasaraj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandar Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj.
Haribo.
Maharaj, thank you very much for today's wonderful class. Maharaj, in continuation of the discussion about supporting, say, financially or materially to the relatives and other people in the material world, but Maharaj,
Yeah.
how it should be taken up among our own god brothers and sisters?
What?
As Maharaj just now in the previous discussion and now also as you mentioned that
Give an example. Give an example.
like Maharaj, for the relatives, if we are supporting relatives and all materially, financially, we said okay, we can only pray for them and try to be aloof or be away or detached kind of thing. But among the devotee community, if somebody is in trouble and needs a financial help, or among the god brothers sisters, then how it should be, or someone is approaching you in a devotee community, then how it should be taken up, Maharaj?
That's okay. If their need is genuine, extend your help if you can.
And if it keeps coming again and again, also we should go ahead.
No, that's it. That means he's taking advantage of you. Are you the only one who should be approached? Huh?
At times, Maharaj, devotees say that we are not comfortable with everyone to come
No,
and
but
ask
then
for help.
then you can say I'm also feeling uncomfortable now. I am sorry. I have done my part. If they're feeling uncomfortable, or why are they feeling comfortable with you? That means because you are always giving. Maybe others, they don't want to give. But give them once, twice, that's it. If it comes third time, I think he's abusing you already. Why? Everyone works,
Yes, Maharaj.
isn't it?
Yes, Maharaj.
That's why it's better you just give. No borrowing. Once you give, that's it. No more next time.
Yes,
Okay,
Maharaj.
because they'll just keep coming borrowing, but they don't have any intention of paying it back.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, also one more question, Maharaj. In the today's class, you mentioned that we can follow the instructions of the spiritual master. Maharaj, like in our case with Guru Maharaj, instructions are there always with us. The Guru Maharaj left instructions for us. But Maharaj, always how to remain in that mood or in that bhava so that every time or throughout, we are able to follow the Guru Maharaj instructions and implement and fall on those footsteps what Guru Maharaj has left for us, Maharaj.
If you're able to follow the basics, chant your rounds attentively without any offenses, follow the 4 regulative principles, have a very strong Mangal Artik program. What else? Only eat Krishna Prasadam, associate with the devotees. Automatically, all of those instructions will be followed. Automatically. You don't have to endeavor. If you're not be able to get up early in the morning and know chanting your rounds attentively, more likely you'll be endeavoring also to follow the other instructions.
Yes, Maharaj.
because we have to have a very strong foundation. The very strong foundation are those things that we agreed to follow at the time of initiation. If we cannot
Yes,
follow
Maharaj.
that, it's not possible to follow the others. We will be diverted. We will want to look for something else different, something new. There's nothing new. There's nothing different. You'll be attracted to listen to other so-called gurus outside of ISKCON. Then you're finished.
Yes, Maharaj. Very important.
Yeah, I know someone who's we have a god brother. I don't think he's listening right now. Even if he's listening, that is good. And his wife got initiated by Premananda Baba.
Oh,
So how to resolve that now? How are you gonna live with a partner like that? Huh? If she cooks, is that prasadam or not?
true, Maharaj.
He's a sadhu. I asked Guru Maharaj, since we are here now, I asked Guru Maharaj, what do you think of Premananda Baba? Because it's big and this is open. Everyone is listening now. This is live stream. Guru Maharaj says he's a sadhu. But then after that, I stopped asking more. Because there are two types of sadhus. Now you complete. You complete the whole thing now. I'm not gonna
Yes,
say it.
Maharaj. No, Maharaj. We understand, Maharaj.
So that is a big dilemma, isn't it? Because how are you gonna do now? Are you gonna be really Palgo Vairagya or real Vairagya?
No, if Guru Maharaj has left instruction, we should be real Vairagya, Maharaj.
That's right. That's right. So it is a big dilemma. How are you gonna resolve that? I don't think I'll be able to resolve that one. And he's not asking for help, so I cannot give any. You cannot give help if no one asks for help. Half of the solution is that if one asks help from you, then half of the solution is already attained. If someone asks for help. Okay.
Yes, Maharaj.
Purushottam
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Maharaj.
Thank you, Haribol.
Maharaj,
Purushottam.
looking forward to serve you in UAE, Maharaj, soon.
Well, let's see. Hare Krishna. Sure. Thank you, Rasaraj Prabhu. Purushottam Prabhu, we cannot see your lotus face. No, you're there.
Hi, Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so
Haribol.
much for. Can you hear me?
Yes. Loud and
Okay.
clear.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful discussion.
Mm-mm.
I just wanted to understand. So in Bhagavad Gita 7.16, it says Chaturvida Mam, and then Artho Artharthi Jigyasi, Jnani Cha
Right.
Bhakta.
Mm.
So four kind of people approach
Right.
Krishna, and in this context would be deities, because we are representing Krishna, and they may come for most of time. People can think that money or some kind of help materially, because that's the major challenge.
Sure.
Now, how at the same time I feel at least not being expert them to guide to in a pure deity fashion to divert them to the Krishna rather than offering solutions. So if you could give us some practical tips, like if somebody, for example, I deal with cancer patients, and they have cancer that's like most miserable life situation. Now they want to get rid of cancer.
Huh?
That point. Can you hear me?
They don't what?
So they want to get free of cancer. They have a disease. So they are more
Okay.
concerned about getting free from cancer disease than doing bhakti.
So
So
you
how
can
to how to help them materially, as you mentioned, but also give them experience of spiritual life, so that when they come out of
give them prasadam. You give them prasadam. You teach them how to chant the holy name. You read Bhagavad Gita to them. What else? Huh? Haribol?
Yes, Maharaj.
So you give them prasad. You read Bhagavad Gita to them. You know Jaipatak Swami is very sick,
Yes.
right? And he's chanting
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Mm.
He's able to engage the nurses and the doctors also. Materially, you cannot save a person. It's not possible. Only spiritual solution. This Guru Maharaj says, if they're meant to die, the patient, what can you do? No one can protect us. Even the parents cannot protect the children. The doctors cannot protect their patients. The kings, they cannot protect their subjects. Only when you tell them about Krishna, then they can be protected, and you also become protected. Okay. They're asking you to take the cancer away. It's not possible if it's already there. But we have a more acute cancer, forgetting our relationship with Krishna. That is the cancer that everyone has. And the only solution is the chanting of the holy name, prasadam, association, read Bhagavad Gita. That's it. We have nothing new. We have no new solution. So every time there is a discovery of new cancer, and still they cannot find. I know I met one devotee, he has a child. The doctors, they cannot figure out what is the disease. So they're still experimenting, they're still doing some research, but the only solution is for the child to be Krishna conscious. Now, if the child doesn't want to chant, then the parents should be chanting. The parents should be an ideal devotees. Then that will help the child, maybe in 100 million lifetimes, to become a devotee. But still, that person will become a devotee.
Okay.
We cannot find an immediate solution here. The only immediate solution, though, is to be Krishna conscious. Materially, it's not possible. If a person is meant to suffer, that person has to suffer. You cannot save him.
Mm.
Am I correct?
Yeah. Basically, what I'm understanding that the crisis in life becomes an opportunity, because in crisis people are very submissive, like they want to get rid of crisis, but
Some of them are not. I know you see here, again, I'm here in Los Angeles. That's why I want to come to Los Angeles. We have two God brothers, a God brother and God sister. They are sick and they don't want to see anybody. The last year I called them, finally he replied, and then And I told him, I want to see you. I want to meet you just for a few minutes. He says, why? Why do you want to come? What? Why do you want to see me? We're okay. But they're sick. And they're disciples of Guru Maharaj. It's okay. I just want to see how you're doing. If there's anything you need. No, we don't need anything. We're okay. All right, so what can I do? Now I'm gonna try again. Others may be submissive, but those who were following, maybe they're not chanting now. I don't know. I hope they still do. So that's the problem. Do you understand?
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah, understood. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
you take advantage of you being there and give them as much Krishna consciousness you can give. There is no solution besides that. And if you know something else, let me know. We'll be happy to apply it.
I agree.
Huh?
Ultimate solution. Ultimate
Yeah,
solution is what all could be
Yeah.
interim solutions and cosmetic adjustments.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll stop here now. Hopefully, we'll see you all in Baltimore. Hopefully. I know many of you are coming from Atlanta. I don't know from Mother Parijata also. She told me she'll be coming from Houston. And hopefully all the devotees in Washington, Baltimore area will be there. I'm coming on the 30th. So I should be available from 1st till the 5th or the 6th morning. And if there's some other programs would like to have while I'm there in Baltimore, Washington area, please contact Nilamada Prabhu or Jagannath Priya Prabhu. Jagannath Priya Prabhu, are you there? Maybe not.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, I'm
Okay,
driving. Yes.
Please coordinate with Nilamada Prabhu if there's any program we can have, even in the 1st and the 2nd, I'll be there available because 3rd will be busy, not really that busy.
Sure.
It's starting to come on the 3rd. But 1st and 2nd, I can have programs if you wish. Okay?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Advaita Prabhu, Dandabats.
No problem, Maharaj. Very
Dandabats
nice.
to all of you.
We'll see you soon.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Guru
Bol.
Maharaj Ki Jai.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Jai.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol.
Hare Bol.
Dandabats,
Thank you.
Dandabats. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, Hari Bol.
Hare Bol.
Pranam, Maharaj.
Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Pranam, Maharaj. Hari Bol.